Hi there boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Random Geek channel. So we're going to be opening up another item. So this is the Ecovacs Deebot N79T. So this comes in a couple of variants, so you can get the N79S or the N79W. They're pretty much exactly the same machine. It all depends on which region you actually buy it in. If you buy it in Australia, you are going to get the N79T, which basically just means that it has smart functions and you can use it with Google Home and Alexa as well. So first things first, this isn't a new product for me. I've actually had one of these for about 2 years. So I bought another one, and the reason why I bought another one is I'm going to use this on my second floor of the house, and also this was on sale and it's dirt cheap. So this normally retails for roughly about 300 Australian dollars, but it was on sale for about 190, so pretty much peanuts in that case. So in terms of this robot, you are going to get the smart function. This is an old-fashioned smart robot vacuum cleaner. So what I mean by that, it's going to bounce around the room like a ball on a snooker table, and it's eventually going to hit most of the areas around the room, and it's going to clean it that way. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to give I'm going to unbox it, and I'm going to show you exactly what's in it, and I'll give you my impressions of it. And this is impressions kind of like a review, because I've had this for about a couple of years. And the reason why I do recommend this one is not everyone wants to spend a lot of money on a robot vacuum cleaner. So robot vacuum cleaners, they come in the low tier, the mid tier, and your premium models. So in terms of the low tier, I recommend either this model here or the UFI 11S, which is another popular model that you can get pretty much anywhere. Mid tier, you're looking at your Ecovacs Osmo series. You're looking at things like Nido, Roborock, the base like S5s. I've actually have like an S5 robot vacuum cleaner that I've had for years. In the higher tier, you're looking at things like the iRomba i7 series, the brand new Ecovacs with the AI camera, and you're looking at the Roborock S6 Pro Max, which is just released in Australia. But those ones, you are going to be paying over $1,000 for those ones, and especially with the iRomba series with the base station, you're looking at least $1,500 and above. So this is for those guys who just want a basic robot vacuum cleaner that does the job and doesn't break the actual bank. And as a person who actually has this vacuum cleaner already, I do recommend it. It does the job quite well. So what I'm going to do is we're going to open it up, and I'll show you exactly what you get in it, and also some pointers about things like things that you can buy for it. So it comes with the brush and the cleaning tool and such. So it comes in a nice plain package. Pretty basic, really. So as I said, Deebot N79T here. So we're just going to move the main outer box, and this is what you get. So N79T floor cleaning robot. So you can get this in the black and the white. I believe this is the white model. It doesn't really matter. It's the same stuff. I'm probably gonna break it, but that's alright. Okay, so first things first, instruction manual. So quick start guide, really easy. you just have to download the Ecovacs Home app, and you either download it with a QR code in the manual, or you can just look it up in the Apple App Store, or you can search it up in the Google Play Store. It's really easy. It used to have its own separate app, which was the Ecovacs app, but that has migrated to the Ecovacs Home. So they've integrated all their services in a singular app, and particularly given that they've amalgamated all of their devices under the one store. So pretty easy. All right, move this little foam protection thing. So as I said, white model, really easy. So it's a smart looking device. We'll get the knife again. What you're really going to do is just slice it off here. So the great thing about this thing is it's not very tall. So it's roughly about 3 inches in height. So it's going to squeeze underneath all your furniture. If you've got couches, you've got cabinets that aren't too tall. It's going to use like that. So it only comes with one button, so that's an on, and so that's like an auto button. So if you do see it stop, it gets stuck, and you do have to move it around, you just move it around and press the button, and it will resume to vacuum clean. There's only one singular button here, which is the on and off button in that case. And it does come with a space station. So what I've got here is on the front is a bunch of infrared sensors. So that's going to shoot out and detect if it's about to hit a wall or something, and the robot will turn around and actually just move around. As I said, it's not a really smart robot. It doesn't have any smart mapping functions at all. It's just going to bounce around the room. But I have used this over several years, and it has done a very good job. If you don't mind it being rather stupid, because it won't, if it runs out of battery, zoomed from where it left off. But when it's low in battery, it will return to the actual base station. So it'll bump around, and it will use these infrared sensors to detect where the station is, because the station has a bunch of infrared sensors on the base here. So really easy there. So to remove the actual base tray, you just got to take that out. We'll flip it over. The base tray here is it's quite a big tray. So the actual tray is about 500 mils, I believe. And you just open it like that, and when it sucks it in, all you do, it comes in there. So if you do need to dump it out, you just put it over a bin and it comes in here. You do get it like a mesh filter here, and you just grab these edges here, and you can actually take it out, and this is actually a washable. So I haven't had to like replace this in my old one for a very long time, and you can actually buy replacement ones really easy. On the top, what you do get is a HEPA filter, so it works quite well, and you also get a like a foam filter as well. So in terms of filtration, the air coming out of it is going to be super clean, and it holds the dirt and the dust particles quite well. However, these you do have to replace it in the actual app. The app will actually monitor when it recommends that you actually switch it out, and it measures that in percentage in that case. And these are really cheap. Like you can buy third-party ones if it's really easy. If you're on eBay, they're on Amazon, if you're on Alibaba, you get them really cheap. Or you can buy them on the Ecovacs store, but you have a storefront which you can actually buy parts out of it. Unfortunate thing is most the Ecovacs parts store only doesn't really ship to Australia, so I've had to source most of these product from other sources. The next thing is you want to get, sorry, bump the camera here. That's alright, I'll fix it up. So in terms of the brush, it only has a singular brush. So pull it out there. So the brush is your pretty basic brush. It doesn't come with like 2 brushes. I believe, is it Random? That has so they've actually they have that on the actual patent, so no one can actually steal the actual brush design. So most robot vacuum cleaners will only have a singular brush. Yep, so that's the cover. So what you get is your base wheels. There's a bit of suspension. It's spring loaded in that case, so you can go over like rugs and stuff like that. So I'm just going to adjust the camera here because I bumped it before. Okay, so it's spring loaded and it works quite well in that case. So you have a small little like roller here. So this roller here, it just moves it around and it readjusts, and it works quite well. It runs around. So this is where you actually get your two side brushes here. It uses the old-fashioned brushes. Let's see if they've got any. So the brushes here. So most robot vacuum cleaners have moved on to the rubber side brushes. And that's because they agitate rugs and carpets a lot better than these little brushes here. But these work quite well if you, specifically if your house has a lot of hard floors, tiles, or pretty much like wood or like liner floors. They work perfect. And they go really easy. You can't really go wrong. They just snap in. And once again, you can buy these online for really cheap as well. So and they do last quite a while in terms of that. You have two little pads here. So this is where it actually charges on the base station. When it lands on the actual base station, it will hit the pads and it will beep, and then you know that it's actually charging. On the actual front here, if you're snoozing on the 2-floor house, so I'll be to use this on the second floor of my house, is you will actually get edge sensors or cliff sensors. So when it hits the actual stairs, the infrared light will detect that you're on an edge, so the robot doesn't fall off and end up just destroying your actual robot. So this is also the battery compartment here. So to change your batteries, all you need is a Phillips head screwdriver. You can pull those two apart, and the actual batteries in there. The battery, I have noticed that it will die within in about 2 years in that case. So make sure that if you're going to buy this robot, you either buy a replacement battery, and they're quite easy, like available. You get them for about $40, and yeah, and replacing them takes 5 minutes. I might do like a video showing you guys how to replace it, but it's pretty damn easy. So yeah, so that's the robot there. I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to go through. So charging, base station. Base station, I've got to show you the base station. The base station is really easy. So this is where the robot will detect when it's low on actual battery, and it will head back over to actually charge it. So as I said there, infrared sensors on there, and the robot will orientate itself when it's heading back to the station. It will land on these pads and charge the robot. The cable here, I've noticed that the cable isn't too long. It's about 3 to 4 feet, so about one meter, 1.2 meters. I wish it was longer. I do know that robots now have a much longer cable, so you can move it around, but I wish this cable was longer. It's quite slow voltage, and it does take about 2 hours to charge. So battery, you do get a remote, so just like your basic generic batteries here, nothing too fancy about that. But the remote's actually quite a nice touch, and most robot vacuum cleaners will have a like a basic remote. And what you really do is you can manually control the robot, stop the robot, move it back and forwards, left and right. That button there is to go back to the base station and charge. That one moves it to its auto mode, which is its basic vacuuming mode. So the robot has 2 modes. It has a low suction mode and a high suction mode. I think the maximum suction is 1200 kPa in that case. This one here is that's scheduling, so you can use it for scheduling. This is for spot to vacuum link. So if you have like a spill, like if you like put a bit of dirt or a bit of sand or whatever in a specific spot of your house, you can get you spot clean. So it'll start at one spot and it'll move around in a circle until it's clean. This one is for singular room. Singular room will switch the robot to its high suction mode, and in its high suction mode, it pretty much ramps up, and the battery life will die down. So a singular charge of the battery, you get about just slightly under 2 hours. If you use the high suction mode, you'll get about 60 minutes on this battery here. I think that's connection to the Wi-Fi when you're setting it up. And this one is for edge cleaning. So if you just want to clean the edges of your house, or because this thing just bounces around the room, like just to completely clean, you press the edge, and what it'll do is it'll hit the edge and it'll go around your house in I think it's an anti-clockwise direction. I can't really remember, but that's your basic thing. And the last thing you get in the box is basically a cleaning tool. So with the brushes here, when it moves, it will collect a lot of hair. So if you do have a lot of hair around your house, or you do have pet hair, it will over time clog up. So I do recommend that you clean the actual brush several times a week to actually clean it up. And it comes with a small little blade on the edge here, if you see here, and you can run that like along the hairs, and particularly on the actual top there, to remove the actual hair bits off. And it works quite well. This brush is neither here nor there. I don't really have a use for it. The good thing is most of it comes apart, and you can just wash it under water, just with a bit of soap, and it cleans it up perfectly, and it works perfectly fine. Okay, so that's the a really fast rundown of the Ecovacs Deebot N79T. It's pretty much exactly the same for the S models and the W models. So regardless of which model that you get, you're gonna get the same things in the box. In terms of the app is pretty much basic, because this is not a smart robot as such. You won't be able to mark no-go lines. It doesn't map your house in real time. And the only thing you really get to do in the app is to set scheduling, and you can control which mode it's doing. It's high, singular, room cleaning mode, spot cleaning, or edge mode, and you can control the robot to go back to basic charge. And that's all you really use the app for. I pretty much use it for scheduling only, and it pretty much tells you you can control when you want it to clean. If you want to clean it once a week, several times a week, only when you're sleeping. It's pretty smart in that way. In terms of the consumables, I do recommend you should get more of the side brushes and the filters, and they're really cheap online, and you get them pretty much anywhere. I normally have a bag sitting outside, and they've lasted me ages. The app will also show you in terms of usage, in terms of percentage, it will tell you when to replace the main brush, the side brushes, and the filters. In terms of how useful it is, I don't really find it useful, because I do find that the side brushes, and especially the main brushes, have lasted me for over 2 years. The actual filters I do change, I think at least like once a month. I've got a bag full of extra filters and side brushes. As I said, they're pretty cheap, and you can get them anywhere. So that's my very, very fast unboxing and mini review. I might do a full review of this product if you guys are interested. But yeah, in terms of getting a basics home robot, specifically those guys who are just starting off in the smart home area, this is a like an awesome robot, especially if you're only paying like under $200 for it. If you guys want the extra smart functions, I do recommend the other robots, the higher edge robots in the Ecovacs range. Specifically the Osmos, which does 2-in-1 cleaning as well, so vacuum cleaning and mopping. my higher recommendation, if you can throw in a little bit extra money, is probably go with the Roborock's range. Specifically if you want smart cleaning, because they do have their slider functions, and they're slightly cheaper than the Ecovacs range, and a lot cheaper than the iRombas. But if you want to splurge, I'll be definitely going with the iRombas and the Roborock S6 Max, which has just come out. So they have like ventilator functions, they've got AI cameras, they've got like self-emptying like stations that you can do, and you can do a lot more with the apps. You can like it maps your house in real time, it recognizes objects, and you can do scheduling, it self-empties itself, and you know, it's amazing how far these things have come over the years. But if you're looking for a basic robot, this is a very good recommendation. Out of 10, I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10 in terms of how long it's lasted me, and how awesome it's performed. It does quite well on carpet, very well on hard floors, but if you do have really deep carpets or really thick rugs, I probably wouldn't recommend this one, and you probably want to go one with a lot more power, and with the newer rubber brushes. But anyway, I'll leave it at that. This video is going long and I'm rambling a bit. Anyway, that's the Random Geek out, and I'll catch you guys next time. Cheers.